acquainted ourselves. At Northwestern when we were going to get a theological center. And we've been friends for many, many years. I would say, I hate to say it, 50 years maybe. Yeah, 50 years. So anyway, guess who asked me to just share a few things with you about some of the things that people say I've been blessed with. And I'm going to talk about dreams and faith. Okay? Martin Luther King made this coined the phrase, "I have a dream." Well, I'm a dreamer. Okay? And I really believe that dreams are very, very, very important. Justice said before, I'm a pilot, and that's something that I dreamed about doing. You know, I was a jock. Okay, because I played basketball in high school and college, in the Navy, I'm a military team. I'm a businessman. I ran a $500 million business for IBM. I tinker. I build things. As a kid, my mother used to be really upset with me because I would go through the alleys between Evans and Cottage Road and look at people's garbage all the time and find all kinds of little parts and things to build. And one day she came home from work and I had taken her washing machine apart. Because I needed an electric motor to go in the car that I was building. And of course, she was really, really upset when she saw this, and she said we got about 5 minutes to put this back together. But even today, my wife is on me all the time, I've been throwing things away, so I always think there is something of value in this order that people do. I really believe in something called lifelong learning. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And but more importantly, I'm a dreamer and have always been a dreamer. And I really believe dreams are very important. And of course, any time you want to ask me a question, reach out. I'm going to have to try to answer questions. Dreams are one of the most powerful aspects that shape who you are and what you're going to do. And without dreams, there's a lot of things that will never happen. If you look at some of the TV programs or movies that have gone down throughout history, a lot of things in those movies, someone dreamed it up and thought about it, and a lot of those things have come true. In interviews like I am a fan of Star Trek, there are lots of things that in TV programs, in those movies, that we see today. One of them is the perfect communication device that they used to kind of capture the chest and call out a person name and automatic call. Well, that's what the theory basically does, and I think that. Mr. Spock had something called record. Well, that's what I say is today. And there's an app that you can find everywhere on the iPad. Okay. And then there's something called replicator that they used to have food come out of the replicator. Well, have you ever heard of 3D printers? Well, there are things today that 3D that can take a computer model of something that someone has designed or dreamed up and actually produce that device from the 3D model and actually carve it out. So in the future, there's going to be things like clothing, shoes maybe, all kinds of material objects that will come out of these 3D printers. Okay? But they all came about as a result of a dream that someone went ahead. So my definition of a dreamer is not someone who sits around all day dreaming aimlessly, not getting anywhere, but more of visualizing something that you want to happen, develop a plan, and go execute that plan. Are you familiar with Bruce Jenner? Who is he won got gold medal in the Olympics back in 1975. So he failed that initially. And every time he tried, his best finish in the Olympics was third. In 72, I think it was. In 73, he went to the Munich Games and came in this year. And he was just that. And he was out walking around one night trying to kind of forget about this whole thing. He came on a newsstand, and they had a bunch of pictures, newspapers of the guys who just won. And he looked at this and he said, one day I'm going to move it. And what he did was he took one of those papers, went home, cut out the guy's picture who was in first place, and put his picture in, and then made copies of it and put it all over the house. He put it in the refrigerator, put it on the mirror with a shade, he put it in his car, and the mirror. Everywhere he went, he put a picture of him being in first place. He calculated what the score he would need to win in order to win and get a gold medal in the Olympics. And he internalized this and pictured it in his mind. And so he dreamed it, slept it, breathed it every day. I'm going to win this. And that he did. Okay? And so dreaming is real, of course. You've got to have a plan that goes along with those dreams. So goals and plans are very important. But that's the difference between someone who sits around with idle dreams versus somebody who goes off and does what they want to do, create what they really want to do. So a goal and a plan. I'm going to go through a few things and I want you to think about these things. Goals and plans help you get a single sense of purpose that focuses you to specialize, and specialization tends to make you purpose. Okay. The more you can visualize what you want to do, put a plan in place and execute it, you get to be perfect. Goals and plans permit you to develop capacity to use the students quickly. And Jeffrey mentioned that I was idle in that day later. That was the number. A lot of people find airplanes is that something that is not only inherently dangerous, but takes a lot of skill. Well, there's a lot of training that goes into it, and you got to have a lot of faith and confidence in what's going to happen. But at the same time, having a plan of what you're going to do is very, very important. You're constantly looking for a place to land and get the engine to it. And today's technology, you know where you are. You know, you can go to sleep off that person, just look up the screen and tell you exactly where you are. Back when I first learned how to fly back in the early 70s, we spent a lot of time. If you think about it, an aircraft carrier out in the middle of the ocean someplace is a really, really, really big target. And we also would have to figure and they taught us how to leave that boat, fly and do a mission. The boat's still moving. And they don't leave radios on, they don't leave lights on because they kind of track bombs and rockets and stuff that's potentially going to kill you. And you got to have a place to contact with that airplane. So they teach you how to create a plan. The boat's going to be moving in such a direction for so long. And what you got to do is to calculate where that boat's going to be, long fuel, how to get back to that point and run through that point. So you got to have a very, very good plan. Okay? A plan enables you to master the habit of procrastination. And I'm sure there's a lot of you who feel, I'll do that tomorrow. Well, if you really have a dream and you really want something to happen, you put a plan in place. Once that plan has a goal and time schedule, you're going to make sure that you're going to get it done. You really want to be successful with that plan. Plans and goals serve as roadmaps that chart the direct route to the end of the goal. If you don't know where you're going, and you're kind of meandering around, any place will work, but it doesn't get you to what they really want to do. Plans fix your habits so that you'll take it over by the subconscious mind and use as a motivation force and driving force to go. You ever look at a dog walking down the street? They have 4 legs, a lot more legs than what about me. And there could be things on the ground and the dog will never step on it. We walk around and we see things well enough in advance, and we can avoid things without even thinking about relying on a step on that nail or that piece of glass or whatever. Even when you drive a car, you do the same thing. Well, because subconsciously, your mind has already figured out where you're going to go, and a plan has been laid out for you to execute. But it's a subconscious thing, and those are things that you don't have to be conscious of, you just do it subconsciously. And finally, plans and goals develop a certain amount of self-confidence and attract the confidence of others. And so people who tend to be successful, they come across as being very confident. of what they're doing. That confidence actually gives other people to have confidence in them also. And there's no such thing as luck. It's all about how much confidence and being in the right place at the right time. But you get other people to believe in what you're doing, and you eventually get a lot more opportunities to do things. Education is very important. Being a lifelong learner, this notion of going to school, and then when you graduate, you're done. Well, that doesn't work for me. Well, okay, I worked for IBM for 32 years, and Jeffrey would say I was very blessed. But there's a lot of things, a lot of people I know who became very good, well-paying jobs, but don't have jobs that I didn't get. A lot of people work for Xerox, a lot of people work for a lot of corporations, and things are changing so quickly that what you did yesterday is obsolete today. So you must be a lifelong learner in order to just be afloat. Okay? Interesting fact. It used to be 4 or 5 years ago that all information and knowledge in the world doubled in 5 or 6 years. It's down to all information and knowledge in the world is doubling every year. So whatever you learn in high school or in college, you take college for that. If you go to school, at a school like Northwestern University, Harvard, Illinois, or whatever, they are accredited. You go through a long process to get accredited, 5 years sometimes. Okay? Once you do that, you go through this 4-year program. But if all information and knowledge is doubling every year, whatever you get in the major in or whatever you think you're going to be an expert in, it's obsolete. So the way you get around that is that you have to be taught, and you really need to push education. You got to constantly think about this, you got to think about this, is that you have to become a lifelong learner and be taught how to learn. It's not about remembering that Christopher Columbus sailed over the blue in 1492. Why did he do it? What was he looking for? And what was he gained by sailing around the world and other territories? At IBM, we used to have on all our desks, a little sign that said think. And Martin Luther King is known for his comments about I have a dream. There was another saying that I'm going to read you that is equally as important. Rarely do we find men who willingly engage in hard, solid thinking. There is an almost universal quest for easy answers and half-baked solutions. Nothing pains some people more than having to think. And a lot of people just come thinking, well, what were they thinking about? They weren't thinking. So, one of the things that you got to do is not only get this life on earth, you got to constantly be thinking what's going on here. And you don't always just take one person's word for it. The great thing about the internet and the Google, and Scott McKay calls it, and the technology that you can have that exists today, you can go in and look up something. There are a few words to the computer you have to type it in. And then it'll go off and find some information. And then what you're going to get are hundreds, thousands of articles on that website. And so if you just take that one subject and don't know any more, and just leave that alone, you get one person's perspective. Whereas if you go and take the time to go in at least 10 levels and look at other people's opinions and other people's thoughts, and think about it, you can make up your mind and you can come to a totally different conclusion. Wikipedia is something that I'm sure a lot of you have looked at. And Wikipedia, whether you realize it or not, is the people who got Wikipedia. You go in and change Wikipedia and make it be whatever you want it to be. Okay? So you can't take that as like a certain gospel. You gotta go and look at other people's perspectives on what it is. The internet is a wonderful tool that allows you to be engaged in this lifelong learning proposition, but it still takes people being tenacious enough to get into the details and make it necessary part of the thing. You have to leverage technology to gain real-time access to new information, and it's untethered across the board. I know you probably heard about cloud. You know, even when I was with IBM, we had these charts and we would actually have a picture of the cloud. And nobody really knows who owns the internet. It's just a bunch of wires going off the server and computers all over the place. And so now they're putting music, they're putting medical records, they're actually talking about extending an individual brain to the cloud. Well, it's just a series of computers all doing, collecting and storing and making information available to even everybody who wants access to it. And so with devices like an iPad, smartphone, you have the world's library, and if all information is doubling every year, you have to have a way to get into it. And we, in our traditional education methods, does not allow us to have even enough time to memorize and understand. You got to know where it is, the information you need, and how to get it. The other thing about new technologies out there, getting access to information in a just-in-time manner provides us with opportunity to trigger using it. So whatever the dream was that you might have had initially, that's one second talk about conventions for example. There are a lot of people who have invented things that you've heard about and you're famous for it, but there's a lot of things that have been invented that you never hear about. Okay? And that's because we wanted the right place at the right time and the technology for the opportunity to get into that. But one good thing about technology is that it's very ubiquitous manner is that you got access to all these new ideas and views that people have, and sometimes they trigger ideas about other things that might even support something that you're working on, or give you an idea of how you might deviate to make your particular idea or invention something that people want to use today. So, your dream is one thing, other people's dreams and successes and ideas are another thing. You have to put those people together. That actually is something that might lead to a commercial opportunity. Social networks. Facebook, LinkedIn, blog. Some people spend an awful lot of time looking at those things. And they do have value. But what you got to do is make sure that's not all that you do. There's a pony there somewhere. And even somebody who spent probably the last 4 years of my life working with IT type stuff, I had a hard time grasping something. But social networks allow people with similar interests to connect and to communicate. So if you have an interest, whether it's the church, whether it's things like the Mars rover. How many people are aware that we have this rover on Mars? You need to go to the internet and do a Google search on Mars rover. And go down 10 levels. They actually have pictures that you can actually see things on Mars almost real time. I look at it every night while I go to bed. What else is in the scope? They got this independent robot roaming around on Mars, sniffing rocks, drilling holes in the ground. But we're able to do this because of social networks. We get comments from people all over the world about this thing that's roaming around on Mars. And who would have thought, as kids, 30 or 40 years ago, that we would physically be on another planet, being able to look at the sun. You can actually see what the sun looks like, you can actually see what the atmosphere looks like on your phone. Okay? But social networks kind of tie this stuff together. They allow professional networks to use the doctors, lawyers, etc. They allow businesses and public industries to share information with customers and clients. The little light sign of this light, But that's one of the ways that businesses determine whether or not you're looking at their website. They use that to help determine whether or not they want to move in one direction or another direction. A lot of this stuff is out there for a reason. And you need to be aware of what it is, but there's a pony in there somewhere for you to get. Grassroots organizations use it. Politics, social network, brought down the Soviet Union, created air spring, and even got President Obama. The Republicans just didn't quite understand how important social networks are. And being able to collect information, share it with people instantaneously is very, very important. We used to be able to think about liberal media. The liberal media back in the 60s was they were talking about segregation and what was happening to black people in the South. And the liberal media talked about it. Well, the liberal media now is owned by people who are more right-wing, and they don't necessarily let you know what's going on. But with social networks, you can go and see what's going on immediately. And that's what happens with their screens, with all the falls, places like New and these other things. And that's one of the things that really makes myself Obama to the biggest outstanding. You got to reinvent yourself over and over and over. Okay? So if you're a lifelong learner with a dream, understand that you're not going to have the rest of the job you have today. You're going to be constantly changing, or you have to look for moving. So you have to reinvent yourself. And, I'll just quick point on the white spots in the Bears. And I thought W. Smith was a great coach. You know, he was 10-6, and he got fired. And most people, and he's right now not working. It's okay when you got $5 million. He was an old but nevertheless, he was a good coach. But some will argue that one of the reasons that he is not there is not just because he they didn't get to the Super Bowl, but because he made a stop and doing things the way they've done in the past. If you always do what you've done in the past, you can always get the ball in the guy. So you got to constantly change and be prepared. But this change creates an anxiety. And people really are afraid of things changing on them a lot of times. And so they're fearful of it. And you have to feel comfortable with change. And that's really one of the key things you can count on is going to happen. Faith. If you, the definition of fear is you have an mental image of something that you don't want to have. The only thing that really controls fear is having faith and holding a mental image of something you really, really want to have. And you have enough faith in something, you believe it so much that it becomes true. And that's what's going to enable you to commit. So fear is controlled by faith. And with faith, you can make a lot of the dreams that you might have come true. So you really only, and I'm just about done, and we can move on with the done. But if you think about it, when you look at it, children are not afraid of me. When we're born, we really only have two fears: fear of falling and fear of knowing. You go up to take a baby, throw it up in the air, and then on the way down, the baby dies, and you catch it, but they don't know that it's not just that in their mother's womb is a feeling in the fear, and they don't have the feeling of going up and down. You go and snap your hand in front of the baby, not start crying. But everything else that we're afraid of is something that we acquire through life. So Justin and I talked about this before. You try to do things, and I do acrobatics, I have flown over the oceans, I have flown all over the world, all the United States, and there's a certain amount of fear that's associated with it, but I have faith because I know how that wing is going to work. I know what the engine is going to do. I know what my skills are going to be to help make sure that we're okay. I control my fear with the faith of where I'm and how the whole system works. So the only way, one way to make the dream a reality is to have enduring faith that your dream will come true. Okay? And if you do that, I almost guarantee you that whatever your dream is, you put a plan in place, become a lifelong learner, you execute on that plan, and have faith overcome the fear associated